Hi everybody, this is Judy at Judy in the Kitchen. Today we're talking about pinto beans. We're covering the nutritional aspects and health benefits of these wonderful popular beans. Pinto beans are an excellent source of the trace mineral molybdenum, and we'll find out in a little bit how important that really is. They're also a good source of fiber, folate, copper, manganese, phosphorus, protein, vitamin B1, vitamin B6, magnesium, potassium, and iron. That's a long list for a humble little bean. 1 cup of cooked pinto beans has about 245 calories, and they're a good source also of some particular phytonutrients that have been shown to help prevent some cancers, notably stomach cancer. So if you're looking for a healthy legume, pinto beans are not only popular, but they're really good for you to eat as well. Now getting into some of the specifics here, particularly about the fiber content of pinto beans. They are high in fiber. A 1 cup serving has about 15 grams of fiber. That's a lot of fiber, and it has both soluble and insoluble fiber. The insoluble fiber is good for helping to speed up the transit time in your GI tract, helps to prevent constipation, which is a very good thing. And then also the remaining fiber is soluble fiber. That forms sort of a gel-like substance in the GI tract, and soluble fiber is known to bind with bile and remove that from the gastrointestinal tract. Now we do need bile in the system, so our body is forced then to make more bile. What do we make it from? We make it from cholesterol. So by eating pinto beans on a regular basis, it can actually help to lower your blood cholesterol. Now regarding heart attack risk, pinto beans can really help to reduce your heart attack risk, as well as other legumes as well. In a study that compared the food intake of over 16,000 middle-aged men in various different countries, researchers found an 82% decrease in heart attack risk in those who ate the most legumes. In another study published in the Archives of Internal Medicine, researchers followed about 10,000 Americans for 19 years, and those who ate the most fiber had far less risk of heart disease than those who ate the least amount of fiber. So really, we need to be sure that we get enough fiber in our diet, and beans and pinto beans and other beans are one surefire way of doing that. Now, in addition to the fiber that's in pinto beans, there's other factors in pinto beans as well that can help to reduce our risk for heart disease. For one thing, the nutrient profile, in addition to the fiber, makes a difference. Folate is plentiful in pinto beans, and it's known to lower our homocysteine levels. And homocysteine is an amino acid that's known to be an independent risk factor for heart disease when the levels of homocysteine are high. When we eat a lot of folic acid or foods that contain folic acid, it helps to lower our homocysteine levels, which in turn lowers our risk for heart disease. So this is another important reason to include pinto beans or other beans that are high in folic acid and other foods that are high in folic acid in your diet whenever you possibly can. Also, pinto beans are high in magnesium, and magnesium acts sort of like a nature's own calcium channel blocker. There are heart medications that function as calcium channel blockers. By doing this, it helps to improve our blood flow and transport oxygen and other nutrients around the body. So this is also important in lowering our risk for heart attacks. Potassium is also plentiful in pinto beans. This is a really important electrolyte in the body that's used in nerve transmission and muscle contraction. So it's important in helping to maintain normal blood pressure and heart function. So pinto beans are also low in sodium, so being low in sodium and high in potassium makes them doubly important for helping to lower our risk for heart disease. Now, regarding blood sugar control, the fiber in pinto beans doesn't stop in just improving our GI transit time and helping to ward off constipation, but it's also known to help stabilize our blood sugar levels. This is really important for people who have diabetes, and it also helps to improve those who have insulin resistance. So not only does it do that, but by lowering our total cholesterol, like I already said, it also can help to lower our triglycerides and our VLDL, which is very low density lipoproteins. All of those are markers for diabetes and heart disease and insulin resistance. And so by the more beans you eat, the less your risk is going to be for heart disease. Plenty of reason to include pinto beans in your diet whenever you possibly can. Sulfite sensitivity is another reason why beans might be helpful in your diet, especially pinto beans. We said pinto beans are high in the trace mineral molybdenum. That mineral is part of an enzyme that metabolizes sulfites. So sulfites are added to a lot of foods these days, and even medications, and they're used as a preservative. But some people are sensitive to sulfites, and when you ingest one and you're sensitive to it, it might give you a rapid heartbeat, it might give you a headache, it might produce a little bit of disorientation. So researchers have found that those people who are sensitive to sulfites are often deficient in the mineral molybdenum. So I'm not going to promise you that eating pinto beans is going to alleviate your problem, but it may help, and it's worth giving it a try. Iron is another important reason to eat pinto beans. It's an essential mineral that's a critical part of hemoglobin, which we know helps to transport oxygen around the body. So anyone who suffers from low iron levels would benefit by eating pinto beans with their meals whenever they possibly can. Now, regarding energy production and antioxidant defense, pinto beans are a good source of manganese and copper, and those two minerals are key components in specific enzymes that help to disarm or break down free radicals in the body. Copper is also used in the production of collagen and elastin, and these are really important in the health and flexibility of our blood vessels and the strength of our bones and the health of our joints as well. So I can't say enough for pinto beans. Memory is another reason to eat pinto beans. They're high in vitamin B1, also known as thiamine, and thiamine is critical for proper cognitive brain functioning. It's used in making acetylcholine, which is a vital neurotransmitter used in our memory function. Researchers have found that people with Alzheimer's are low in acetylcholine. So if we eat foods that are high in vitamin B1, it may help to increase our acetylcholine levels, which can help to improve our memory function. Yet another reason to include pinto beans in your diet. Protein is another reason to include pinto beans in your diet. It's an easy way to add protein to your menu if you're looking for a meat alternative. And then when you don't have to combine them with a grain. If you eat a grain during the same day that you eat those pinto beans, you'll be fine because we have an amino acid pool. But my point is that the amino acids in grains and proteins balance each other out to make a high quality complete protein. So when you eat the two together, you're getting them all at once, but if you eat them within the same day, it serves the same function. So you'll get complete protein by eating pinto beans, and at some point in the day eating a whole grain, and you'll have plenty of protein in your diet. No worries. Well, I do hope this helps. This is Judy at Judy in the Kitchen. Bye for now.